Good evening, everybody. It's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading on August 19, 2025. And as you can see, my phone is intercepted by criminals. They think it's funny. You know what else they think is funny? When I was in the cats building tonight, vacuuming, taking care of them, playing with them, exercising, stretching out my back, I walk into my house and they threw a stink bomb in my house. Yes, they did. And they actually stole something, some cards that I had here that were brand new. I had them delivered on Monday, and by Tuesday, they were gone. Yeah, this is what happens in Jackson County, Kentucky. You know what else they did? They also stole, I had a rubber mat in chicken coop number 1, and it got dirty, so I left it outside in the rain. I wanted it to get soaking wet, and I would scrub it and stuff. They stole the rubber mat from outside while it was getting washed. But, you know, it's not just here in Jackson County, Kentucky. Lecter County, they've got some stuff going on, too. You know that judge that was pew-pewed by the sheriff? Well, guess what? The judge's murder exposes secret sex ring in a small Kentucky town. The sheriff is accused of killing the judge. And this should be national news. The fact that it tells you everything you need to know. And imagine, they interviewed this woman, and she had, you know, a little bit of drug history and stuff, but they kept pulling her over. They kept instigating crime to pull these women over and then charge them with all these heinous crimes, telling them that their children were going to be taken away from them. They would not be seeing their children. They set up all these crimes against all these women so they could have sex with them. That's right. What they would do is they would bribe the women. Hey, you know, come on over here and we'll reduce your sentence. You know, we've heard that before. But I'm going to click on here, and you have to wonder how many more judges, jailers, and those in authority positions are taking part in this behavior across the country. We already know that in this particular town, Lecter County, Kentucky, it was already discovered that one of the deputies was having sex with the inmates in exchange for lesser sentences. So now this is a channel, I've never seen this channel before, and it just popped up in my feed. A judge's murder exposes secret sex ring in small Kentucky town. Sheriff accused of killing the judge. Former Lecter County, Kentucky sheriff Sean Mickey Steins is accused of killing Judge Kevin Mullins, and the murder could expose a sex ring, a secret sex ring. Locals say it's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to corruption. Authorities say Sheriff Steins was caught on surveillance video killing the judge inside the courthouse. Yeah, everybody's seen that by now. The motive is unclear, but women are coming forward to report that they had sex with the judge in exchange for avoiding jail time and penalties in their criminal cases. So anyway, this man, Brian Enton, I've never heard of him before, but he's got 133K subscribers. He interviews and investigates and speaks to a woman that had sex with Judge Mullins countless times to stay out of jail. And a former guard who says the jail felt more like a brothel. Yeah, and I watched this, by the way. Yeah, she said the jail felt like a brothel. Let me just show you here in case you're interested in watching this. So it's not just Jackson County that's corrupt. It's not just the governor that's corrupt. It's not just the county lawyer or the sheriff. It's just not any of those people. It's all of them. And all these small towns, they have nothing else to do but have sex parties. But let me just explain that Manalapan, New Jersey, although some people say that I'm wrong, that there were other places that were actually more prolific. It's the wife, I said it was the wife swapping capital of New Jersey. Yes, wife swapping, husband swapping, spouse swapping. And yes, they did repeatedly, over and over and over again. Yes, I know. Amazing. I don't know what it is. This is like base, very base stuff. So anyway, I posted in the community page 3 videos, part 1, part 2, part 3. Brian Coffrin, who is a former security services agent investigator, also known as Justin Carter, and this was back around 2018, maybe 2019. I'm not exactly sure, but I do remember seeing these videos back then. And I've got part 1, part 2. Part 3 is an interview. He's being interviewed, and he talks all about the gang stalking targeted individual program, who's involved, what they're doing, and the technology, how advanced the technology is. But the point that I took away, the primary point, is that most of the people that are stalking us, in addition to the neighbors, are contracted through private security firms. And private security firms hire retired law enforcement, military, and there's the plausible deniability. These people who are highly trained, the inhuman terrain team that prances around on my property, that they could so easily walk in and out of my house to leave a stink bomb and steal something off my desk, just tells you that they don't care. They don't care. They have no respect for anybody's boundaries, anybody's life. It doesn't matter that they're getting paid for it. And there is going to be a big karma. Just as Justice, that gentleman Justice, stated, because he had some visions, some dreams about this, but I've already known this. That's another reason why I need to get out of Kentucky. Because when the wrath of God, karma, hits this town, all of the people that are participating, it's going to be really bad. I don't want to be around. I need to be somewhere else, far away from Kentucky. Kentucky's evil, very evil, and I never felt this way before. Like, obviously, when I would fly into Kentucky, I loved it. I would fly into Lexington. It was beautiful aerially, the horse farms and stuff, and the people were very nice. And of course, I was staying in hotels and stuff. And it was lovely. I never looked into where I'm living now. And I believe that I was coerced and swayed to move to this location, to completely isolate me and asset strip me. More here than any other place in Kentucky, because I was actually looking to move next to a friend that I have here in Kentucky. And they made it extremely difficult for that to, virtually impossible for that to happen. And that's what they do. But now that I'm aware of it, it makes it a little bit easier to navigate in the future. But I still need to sell this property. My house now is off market. My listing agreement with the former agent, I received no phone calls, no nothing, has now ended. So I will be attempting to sell my property privately. I will create another video on that. And, you know, I'm hoping that you guys can share it widely, because there are people out there that are looking for places just like this. They have big families. They want to be off the grid. They want to be surrounded by trees and forests and land, water, wildlife, and low property taxes. And you've got that here. I mean, you can buy a lot of land with very low property taxes here. And right now, like literally, I've got raccoons like knocking on my door. They're trying to open my door right now. But and yes, subscriber, thank you so much for mentioning how many raccoons I have and how they get into all the buildings. I know. I'm living here more than 6 years, and I have never seen this many raccoons ever. Never. Which leads me to believe that many of them were actually dumped here. Just the way they dump the pregnant cats. And they know that raccoons get into everything. They're very disruptive. And they're destroying things. So no, I'm not happy about it. I have enough work to do here than worry about raccoons breaking in. They're bandits. They break into the buildings. And if there's a shelf somewhere, they'll just hang out on a shelf. But anyway, yeah, that's a whole nother problem. I have tried trapping them, and they're avoiding trapping because they know I feed cats outside. So even if there's no food out there, they will wait until I feed the cats in the morning, and they will come out of nowhere, like 11:30 in the morning. They're running around. 1 o'clock, they should be asleep. It's like they have this sniffer where they know when I'm feeding either the guineas, the chickens, the cats, and they just come out of whatever slumber they had and start prancing around. But anyway, it's disturbing. But yes, the judge's murder exposes a secret sex ring in a small Kentucky town. Sheriff accused of killing the judge. Well, he actually did kill the judge. It was all on camera, so, I mean, he can't say otherwise. But, so now after I posted the Brian Cochran videos, part 1, part 2, part 3, I listened to 2 of them. And the takeaway, again, was that private security firms are employing private contractors, military, ex-military, ex-law enforcement. And these are the people that are perpetrating crimes against us. So I wanted to find out a little bit more about these private security firms. And actually, I had looked into it when I was in New Jersey because, rest in peace, goodness 8, Karen Romero, she was very concerned, and she said she was absolutely convinced, because she was psychic, that there was a private contractor that was employing people in Red Bank, New Jersey to harass and stalk me. So if that's true that the Red Bank private security firms have sent people here because it's so lucrative and stuff, that they moved from New Jersey to Kentucky, and you're the ones that are driving by with the black windows because you don't want me to see your face. I swear, before I move from here, I will find out who you are, private contractor. I will find out who you are. So anyway, so here, this is what private security firms, contractors do. Here's a comprehensive guide on elitesecurityspecialist.com. And then I asked ChatGPT as well. Private security contractors are vital in safeguarding people, property, and sensitive information across various sectors, from high-profile event security to asset protection for businesses. These professionals deliver critical services tailored to meet specific security needs. This guide delves into what private security contractors do, their duties, and private security firms' overall structure and profitability. So what is a security contractor? A security contractor is a professional or private company hired to provide specialized security services for individuals, businesses, or organizations. Security contractors may work independently or part of a larger security firm, and they're often responsible for a wide range of protective tasks, including ensuring the safety of individuals, executive protection, securing business premises, events, or public spaces, conducting risk assessments and planning security protocols, installing and monitoring security equipment such as cameras or access controls, Or how about directed energy weapons? Security contractors may be armed or unarmed, depending on the level of security required, and their work can range from managing security at events and protecting high-value assets to conducting an in-depth risk assessments for corporate clients. What do private defense contractors do? Private defense contractors specialize in complex security services, often in defense, intelligence, or critical infrastructure protection sectors. Don't you just love it? The critical infrastructure in the name of national security. These contractors are typically hired by government agencies, large corporations, or international organizations, and may be tasked with providing security for military operations or high-risk locations, supplying security services and logistical support in conflict zones, conducting intelligence gathering operations and threat analysis, training personnel in security protocols and emergency response. Private defense contractors work where standard security measures may be insufficient or specialized military or intelligence skills are necessary. They're often veterans or former law enforcement officers with experience in handling extreme situations. You know, like monitoring a 67-year-old woman in Jackson County, Kentucky. How do private security companies work? Private security companies operate by tailoring security solutions to meet client needs, whether for individuals, corporations, or government bodies. Here's a general look at how they work. 1. Assessment. Private security companies start by assessing a client's security needs. This may include on-site evaluation, risk analysis, and reviewing potential threats. Like you and me, potential threats, all those highly intelligent people with high IQs, creative people out there. Where are the potential threats to national security? There's a proposal. After the assessment, the company provides a security plan detailing its recommendations, such as on-site personnel, here's a good one, technology installations, and operational procedures. Technology installations. Oh, you mean like the 6-point kill grid that was set up on my property? I do not consent, and you don't have permission to be on my property. Get off. Implementation. Once the client agrees to the proposal, the security company deploys personnel, equipment, and resources according to the plan. They may also set up 24/7 monitoring systems to ensure continuous protection, like deploying stink bombs in a senior citizen's home in the name of national security. Ongoing monitoring and support. Many private security companies offer continuous support, adapting the security plan as needed. They may conduct regular updates, audits, training sessions to address new security challenges, like illegal enter and stealing, harming kittens. Yeah, new security challenges. Private security contractors should be in prison. That's my little 2 cents. Private security contractors provide critical services to protect people, property, and sensitive information. Can I barf now? Whether working independently or for larger security firms, these professionals adapt their services to meet various needs, from personal protection to corporate security and government defense contracting. With specialized skills and experience, private security contractors are instrumental in maintaining safety in everyday and high-risk environments like that in Jackson County, Kentucky. High risk in the woods of Jackson County, Kentucky. For those considering a career in security, the field offers diverse opportunities and competitive pay, especially within specialized areas of protection and defense, gang stalking. Now, according to ChatGPT, private security firm overview and practices. What are private security firms? Private security firms are companies that provide protective, investigative, and risk management services to individuals, businesses, and organizations. They range from local guard companies to international corporations specializing in intelligence, executive protection, cybersecurity, and surveillance. So I'm going to reverse that, guys. From local guard companies to international specializing in intelligence gathering, executive protection meaning protecting the resources of people in a position of authority who want to steal, pilfer, harass, stalk individuals for profit. Cybersecurity are really, it's cyber stalkers. They are cyber stalkers. And surveillance, they're perverts. They have to watch you 24/7 to figure out what the next psyop is going to be. Like throwing a stink bomb in my house today, throwing a cat toy in my hallway last night, stealing, theft. According to Kay Griggs, former military wife, her husband kept a diary in his drunken stupor and basically said that all these military guys, they're perverts, they hate women, they're very immature, and they like to play pranks on people. Besides the fact that she says at the very minimum they're bisexual. They're perverts, sexual perverts. Which is why between 72 and 75% of people on a watch list are women. These little weenies, imagine if 75% were men, all these little weenies would be pummeled. So they go after women because they're such weenie boys and weenie girls, the bun babes and the weenie boys. So who hires these private contractors? Corporations, to protect their property, assets, employees, or executives. High net worth individuals, like for personal protection, travel security, or home monitoring. I'm going to say gang stalking people they don't like. Event organizers to manage crowds and safety. Government contractors to support defense, intelligence, or overseas operations. Then private individuals. They hire firms for investigations, background checks, infidelity investigations. Well, they also do it for revenge, vendettas, people they don't like, because they're malignant narcissists for the most part. So if you piss off a narcissist, they'll come at you for the rest of your life because they're very immature. They don't have a life. They have to steal yours. So how are they charged? Generally, for a common uniformed guard or patrol, there's an hourly rate. But per job, there's often a flat fee. It's used for investigations, executive protection assignments, or short-term contracts, like against you and I. Long-term, short-term is a flat fee. Imagine, what that flat fee is. Could be $1 million, $500,000. And for ongoing services such as cybersecurity, I'm going to say cyber stalking, monitoring, or continuous protective details, they need constant retainers. Sort of like hiring an attorney. Many private security firms hire retired military personnel, law enforcement officers, and intelligence community professionals because they bring tactical training, discipline, and investigative experience. However, firms may also employ civilians who undergo internal training and certification programs. Training typically covers legal responsibilities and limits of authority, firearms and defensive tactics when licensed, surveillance, situational awareness, and intelligence gathering, which is what's happening to you and I if you're on a list as a watch on you're on a watch list. Well, allegedly cybersecurity and technical monitoring, but no, they're the cyber stalkers. They are technically monitoring you for sure. De-escalation and conflict management. Well, that just doesn't happen because they are provocateurs. They want to set up situations to cause you to react. And that includes employing your ridiculous neighbors and their skit shows. Then there's emergency response and first aid. Well, there is misuse and abuse concerns. While most firms operate legally, there have been many cases where individuals or groups misuse private security for harassment, intimidation, or surveillance without legal justification, corporate espionage or monitoring competitors, personal revenge, jealousy, or vendettas. See, ChatGPT knows. This can include tactics resembling gang stalking, where a group engages in coordinated monitoring or harassment. Such practices may violate laws on harassment, stalking, wiretapping, or invasion of privacy. Number 7, legal versus illegal practices. Legitimate firms stay within the law, working under contracts and regulations. However, the unethical private contractor operators may exploit legal gray areas of surveillance, use subcontractors or unlicensed operators to avoid liability, harass targets indirectly so it's harder to prove it in court. Victims of harassment should document evidence, report to law enforcement, and seek legal remedies. Conclusion. Private security firms provide essential services in protection, risk management, and investigation. However, when misused, they can contribute to unethical or illegal activities that harm innocent people. Understanding how they function helps individuals recognize the difference between a legitimate security work firm or harassment. So that is according to ChatGPT. And I hope you enjoyed the difference and learned something and the difference between private security firms, who hires them, what they charge, their hiring practices, etc., and how they may be used against you in gang stalking. And I would imagine that fusion center operatives would be one of these creatures. Retired law enforcement, retired military. So anyway, and just remember, in Lecter County, Kentucky, they have sex traffic rings and similar to a brothel in Lecter County. Yes, judge's murder exposes a secret sex ring in small Kentucky town. The sheriff is accused of killing the judge. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, that, we've got our governor, we've got Jackson County, Kentucky. They're property mobbing, stealing animals, poisoning my food, stealing my food, stealing things off my counter here. The list is endless. But Carmageddon's on its way every day. Leave a comment down below if you feel that private contractors are involved in your harassment. And I will look forward to viewing your comments soon.